Welcome, 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 everyone. If you guys don't know who I am spiritual coach, life coach Coco, just someone that just wants to help you out in this thing called life. Today I'm going to be we have a full moon amongst us. It's going to be the first full moon of autumn. And I just kind of want to see, the last message I had for everyone was about what's going on in October. And this time I want to talk about some internal changes that might be happening or you might be feeling right now. To list off some symptoms, I think that fatigue, anxiety, lack of sleep, so like insomnia, having like influxes of energy, but like you don't know how to direct that energy. So that could look like one day you wake up and you want to stop all your vices and stop all the addictions or, bad habits that you have. And then you start there, but it's hard to keep up the momentum because the energy is fluxing up and down so much. So I just want to get more into what you're going to experience this upcoming season, what this transformation looks like at a grand scale, and, kind of tell a story in a sense more than, I'm still going to pull the cards, but tell a story more than just like telling you like what's going to happen. So let's get into it. Hold on, let me cut my deck really quickly. Also, I hope you guys have been doing well. I have a lot that's going on like this weekend. So once that's over, hopefully, I'm just going to take an edible and maybe like sleep all day because the energy is about to get really heavy. If you guys watched some of my videos before, I said October, this technically is like harvest month, right? And this is the time that people usually travel for the holidays. A lot of family issues come up, a lot of family gatherings come up. And as you get older and as we're entering this period of recession, I don't necessarily think that everyone is going to be ready for the changes that will need to come and how sparse some of our resources may come in this next period. So go ahead, close your eyes. Here we go. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last inhale. And exhale. Heavenly Father, ancestors, spirit guides, and protective angels, thank you so much for connecting me with the collective. I appreciate everything you do, from the abundance, substance, and prosperity you give on an everyday basis. Today, I'm going to be connecting with the collective to share any messages that you might seem or deem worthy at this period. I know there's a lot of internal changes that are going to be happening before they are external. And I give everything to you, my faith, my transformation, my insecurities, my confusion, my hope, my faith, and my certainty, because you've been guiding me and us this far. And I appreciate everything that you do. And if you're not called in this reading, you are not welcome. Amen. So I'm getting like this visualization of, so funny. It's like a path less walked on. So I don't know if sometimes you guys see like those videos on TikTok and it's like nostalgia talk, but it's like the dark side. It's like dark castle, dark crystal, like dark talk. And then it's like someone walking like on a medieval path. Because I'm getting like no one has ever taken this journey before. Maybe something that you're doing right now in life is really difficult because you've never taken chances like this before and you've never taken risks on yourself like this before. So technically, these are new avenues that are unexplored. And it's like you're walking down this path. It's like this gravel path with like grass and like landing like on the sides, and you can't really see where you're going. It's just like a path and it just goes on forever. And sometimes when we're isolated because we need the answers or we're trying to get the answers, or for some people fasting, maybe like isolating from like different foods, environments, and things like that, you do get this urge to do something crazy and chaotic. Like you're just like, there needs to be a change in this routine. And so as I am visualizing like this path, like walking down, it seems like the background of the sunset and like the sunrise, like the sky keeps changing from like dark to night to dark to night. So you've been on this path for a very long time. And, one, I want to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to do the healing, to figure out what those traumas are, what those generational curses are, how to heal from toxic relationships, how to not be a toxic person to other people. This is something that a lot of people just think comes easy, and it really doesn't. You have to practice. You have to practice this on a daily. I was like, sorry, I need water, but like, I have to go to the water store after this. Surprisingly, as a human, I would never think that I'd have to say that, but yeah, it takes a lot of endurance and resilience and forgiveness of self to really be in a place where you're constantly evolving, want to show people around you that you're evolving. Some people might not be able to go with you on this journey that you're taking, but you're still true to the game, baby. Okay. Okay. What messages do we have for the traveler that has been on this journey today? That's weird. The word that I got was obedience. Okay, I got obedience, control, fantasy. I thought there was one more. Discipline. Obedience, control, fantasy, and discipline. I don't know. That doesn't even spell anything. I'm not going to try to rearrange the words. But I am getting that some of you have like this, not like alter ego, but you do kind of have like a fantasy where you want everything to go your way so you can manipulate, people around you. And maybe it's the energy that you feel within you, maybe you feel that with everything that you've learned, because along the way, like learning is part of the process. Like the more you learn, the more powerful you are. Knowledge is, what did Miss Pinchback say? Knowledge is, wait, hold on. Knowledge is the key to power, I believe. We had this banner that was like in our classroom. But yeah, maybe you guys feel like with the information that you've learned that you really could like hand people's asses to them. Like you could do this magic shit if you wanted to. You could manipulate things how you want to. And some of you are leaning more towards wanting to do that. I'm getting that some of you guys are getting fed up with people in your circle or your vicinity being pessimistic. I'm also picking up on some of you, someone has been commenting on like what you eat and the food that you eat. I'm getting like bread. Okay. So yeah, let's see what Spirit has to say to you as far as being on this journey. Yeah, because that's very interesting. I think that you guys want to live out a certain fantasy, but you don't because you feel like you're going to get punished for it in some way. Like, oh my God, if I do this, like that's not the right thing to do. Maybe you really like identify with frequency. So you understand that frequency, it can be manipulated, but because we have so many other things intertwined with that, you don't want like the negative effect or the karma that comes from you trying to manipulate certain people or certain, things in life. Are you guys trying to be a master alchemist and see how you can bend reality to your will? Okay. I'm just saying that's kind of what it's giving. Like you're like, oh my God, I have all this information. I could do this if I wanted to. I can have this if I wanted to. But I'm also getting that like the life you used to live, it was kind of like that. And you didn't like who you were as a person. A lot of people will call you like heartless, or, you don't care about anybody but yourself. Oh, self-centered. But I don't think they're really understanding that it's not you trying to be self-centered because And at this was the time in the past. You weren't trying to be self-centered because you were trying to like make a mockery and a fool of people that you were better than them. It was really like this was your only option. Like, sell these drugs, nigga, or die on the street. Cut tight. All right, you got me. You got me. Okay, but I really do feel like that was a way that you had to live, and now it's like you have a choice to live like that. So you're really trying to maximize on the opportunities that you have so you can see how far you can go in this new direction, because I am getting that it's very uncomfortable. And I'm also getting a visual of like when nerves start to come together, like, you know, when people have like a brain blast, like a synapses, when like two nerve endings meet, you know what I'm saying, to create a new neuron path. It's almost like that. And you're heading towards like something that's also heading towards you so you can make a connection. But it's just getting very, very tiresome. And you're really trying to hold on to the very end because there has been people on your path that have not been wanting to wish you the best, or even show up for you, but benefit off of the gifts that you have. So that could be very difficult. So I do also feel that there is going to be a maximizing truth. Maybe not, because it's a Knight of Swords, but it might be a shocking truth that like someone from the past is going to try to make like an appearance. I only say that because like I know most people would think that this tree would be, he's going so fast that like he burns like, you know, the tree, because he's so fast that like he's, you know, burning things through his path. But I'm really getting that this is also like a shadow, like, oh my God, like Grim Reaper type shit. Like, I thought this relationship was dead. I thought this was dead. We had the conversation. Why are you calling me? What is going on? I thought I blocked you. Okay. I thought that this was over. Okay. You said you didn't want to be with me. Okay. Or vice versa, whichever. Very interesting. So someone's going to come in with a very shocking truth. And like I said, the nerves, they feel that there's going to be this like ultimate connection. And people from the past are trying to catch up with you. Like, that's why they're trying to speed up. Like, I'm getting that you left some people in the dust. Like, in the past, you're just like, okay, I'm not fucking with this. This is not in alignment. I'm not feeling this. I'm feeling drained. You're making me tired. You're making me confused. And you were just done with that. So these people, you kind of like, you know, knock them off of the path. And like, okay, I'm done with this. And you're out of there and you're running. And, you know, they kind of left these people stumped. Like, oh my God, where do I go? Which pathway do I take? And now that they know, kind of, you reappeared in life. You were in hermit mode for a really long time. And people couldn't figure out what you were doing, who you were with, who you were talking to, where you work at, where your mama work at. Have you been at home? And niggas been over the crib. Okay, look, but you were gone. Now you're back. And this person is like, oh, okay, now that you're making like an appearance, I can kind of mosey my way back into your life. I can make a reappearance. This is a great way for us to connect. I can make it seem like, you know, it's so whimsical because like you're posting more. I can tell what you're doing. I know where you're going to be at. Things like that and such. And I really do feel like this person that's coming in that's from the past, they feel that ultimate connection that I was telling you about. Like this destined connection that I'm feeling for you, it's going to be like you have been, okay, I'm also getting this for some people, that you have been in and out of different dimensions. I know this sounds crazy, but one day you wake up and you're like, oh my God, everything is great. I'm going to do this today. Very next day, it's like, why is everything different? Like, just happenings are happening. You know what I'm saying? Like you let me get it together. Oh, let me get it together. So it's like you go to work every week. Every week you go to work. This week when you go to work, it's like, oh, they're bringing in cookies, they're bringing in donuts, there's a special speaker. You guys get off of work early on Friday. The very next week, it goes back to normal. But then the very next week, it's like you stepped into a different work field where it's just like, oh, the office is going to be closed. You guys can work from home. And you've been flipping in and out of these. And these are just examples. This can be different stuff for everybody. Like one day you wake up and you find that, I don't know, your friend automatically like colored their hair overnight. And then you're like, when did this happen? You're like, I told you yesterday. And you feel like you slept for so long that you're like, how come I can't remember them telling me that they colored their hair? But then you look on your phone and there's a text message that says it at like, I don't know, 8:49 p.m. And it's like, what the fuck? So you've been dipping in and out of multiple realities, and these realities are gonna meet, and it's gonna bring so much balance to your life. But I'm getting something around resources. So Spirit, can you tell me about resources? I'm getting that your resources are sparse. Sometimes you guys might burn bridges, okay? I see that you might have to go out to go get more resources because you thought that the resources that you were bringing in were going to be indefinite, but some reason, you know, it's not. I need to know why it's not though. Why are these resources? Because these are literal trophies that you're bringing back. And you're like, I need to go out to go get more. And maybe you guys are feeling like you need to over prepare. And let's dig a little bit deeper, right? I feel that what you've been trying to prepare for is something that ultimately is just something that happens in life. This can be losing somebody. This could be having to start over. This could be, you know, needing to relocate, needing to, you know, have a higher education, you know, figure out a different way how to make yourself calm. Like there's readjustments that are happening at an internal level, and you guys can feel it because these imbalances that you're having, where one day is good, one day is bad, 1 week is good, 1 week is bad. And we don't always have to measure it on that scale, but it can look like you would prefer certain things in life rather than what's being handed to you. And so this urge and feeling of you wanting to manipulate your surroundings or your external life is letting me know that you feel like there is some type of hold on the decisions that you can make in life. That's a tough place to be in. That is very, it's like, because I know what you guys are feeling. It's not that you're just not making a choice. For some of you, you don't want to make a certain choice because you're going to have to do it for the rest of your life. Some people, you don't want to make a choice because you've experienced the same thing over and over and over, that why would this time be different? I see that some of you may have had so much hope and faith in other people being successful that they never came back to help you, or you see that they give other people advice and they never come back to you. So it's almost like being the martyr doesn't get you anywhere, and some of you are starting to see that. But what it does do is it makes you more resilient, and it makes you stronger than the people around you, so you can withstand like certain atmospheres that they can't. Let's talk about the resources though. What resources does the collective need? What do they feel like they need? What type of resources are you guys wanting them to go out to get? Okay. The world is in your hands, baby. I don't know why I said it like that. Okay, look. Oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to show that, but you get it. I feel that some of you are trying to enjoy like one last thing before things have to change. You feel that this next level and this next evolution that you're about to walk into, and this next, like, again, you get it, opportunity, door, all that you're walking into, greatness. You feel like that you're going to have to leave a lot of things behind. So what I want you to do is really think about a time where life changed for you, and what type of energy were you in, and what happened after. So I'll give you an example of myself. When I was done with the last guy who I was dating, he did not want to help me in any way. He just thought that I was just talking shit, but it's kind of like, no, bitch, I don't like how you're treating me, so I'm out of here. So once I was like looking for a job, and I was just like manic. I was like every day I was looking for something, but I had a bit of security because I was living with someone, right? And so life was crazy. Like once I got the job and I started working, and things just were like very abundant for me. I was on the next level. I'm on a new level. I was, and I just remember that I had to prepare myself. Like I was like studying, and I was so like ecstatic, and I was taking pictures and I was taking videos and all these extra things, and life was really working out for me. But then, eventually I had to tell like my ex, like, hey, I'm moving out. You want the good news or the bad news? And then, things kind of just like, they were going so well, but I was very exhausted during this transition. And that wasn't even too long ago. Like it was a year ago. It wasn't even that long ago. And I feel like the last transition, you had somebody in your energy and in your surroundings that may have been kind of leeching off of your energy. And an example of that is if you're working at a new job and your friend is jealous that you're working at a new job, they will try to sabotage you. So, and okay, let me retract. They might not try to sabotage you, but it's almost like if they see that you're working a new job and you need space because you need to figure things out and study new material and get, more acquainted with like the machinery and things that are happening there. And your friend, like you tell them this, but like they're very persistent with needing you in their life. And it's just to kind of be, like they don't really need you. They just want you on the phone. Like they just want company. But for you, it's very overstimulating. So I'm just giving you one example, but I'm letting you know in this transition, things can be very overstimulating. So what can you do to balance yourself? And if you're already by yourself and you don't really know what to do to balance out your life, maybe take some social media. For me, I wish that I could take social media off my phone, but that's another way of me networking. So I'm always on my phone. Lately, I've been on my phone a lot, and it's to disassociate with the feelings that I'm feeling right now because I'm getting ready to be around a lot of people. So I am just kind of like, I would rather disassociate than rather try to tame my feelings in the moment because sometimes I can come off like a bitch, and everyone doesn't need that on a Saturday morning. And I know you're probably like, you should probably find other ways to chill. And I was like, right now I'm trying, but this is very intense. It's almost like souls are being illuminated. And I made a video on this before, and I can't tell you which video it is. So if you guys watch my videos, thank you. But if you don't, I'm gonna try to catch you up to speed. That there was like this gate that was supposed to be opening, and it was a very large gate. It was huge. It was over like 150 feet. It was huge. And it was bolted, or like it had like a, what is that? A latch? I don't know. You get it, a lock on it in the front. And with the lock on it in the front, it was holding back like a whole bunch of water, and everybody has been waiting for water for like forever in their whole lifetimes. Like families have died without enough water because the well was running low on water. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. And there's a whole bunch of people waiting in front of the gate, and they're like, oh my God, like, I can't wait for this water and like this gate to open. Like, I'm gonna just be lavished with water. I'm gonna be so luxurious. I'm gonna be so just well hydrated and X, Y, and Z. So the floodgates come out, and I don't know what opens it. I forget. I have to go back in the video, or you have to go back in the video. You get it. Anyways, floodgates open. Everybody's, people are screaming. It's washing certain families away. And once all the water comes in and fills to the town and goes to the river and where the places that it needs to go, there are certain people that are still standing there that are feet planted in the dirt. They feel hydrated. They got all the water that they needed. They were literally not moved at all by the flood, by the water flooded gates. They were not fazed by it. And everybody looking around them were like, how come your family wasn't, how come, well, not even family. It's like, how come you weren't destroyed? Because there were certain people that were like in the crowd that when, the floodgates open, they weren't destroyed. And other people were so taken back because they thought that this water was going to be such a relief because they've been parched. But it just goes to show that like when you are somebody that is doing it because you just for like the good cause and somebody has to do it, Like you're planting, not even that, you're waking up an energy that has been around for a long time that you're tapping into. You're not the first person that wanted to do the right thing. You're not the first person that wanted to speak up for the people. You're not the first person, you know, to want to do better in the world. And there's people that died on that shit. And there's people that we remember to this day, and not everybody is remembered, but there's people that we remember to this day who took a stand to do something better in life, and their energy flows forever. And with that source, you know what I'm saying? And with that information, I think it's very safe to say that some people are really doing this because they feel like they're called to do this, or they feel it's the right thing to do. And it's really time for them to stand up and start paying attention to the people who did have their back, or for the people who were just here because they said that they were thirsty, but they weren't going to, you know, the water flooded gates and greasing up like the lock every time, or throwing rocks at it. People, you know, they were some of the people that were people like, oh, that gate's not going to open. It's going to open when it wants to. And you have the martyrs out there throwing rocks at the lock to every single day going out there. So I really applaud you all for wanting to do the right thing, for tuning into my channel, to really taking in the messages that you've been getting and symbols that you've been getting to do the right thing, to follow your intuition and follow your heart. And I really hope that you guys like messages like this. If you'd like to book a personal reading, be sure to go down in the description box below and hit me up on Instagram. You can book a personal reading with me over there. But until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.